All right, the EIDL grant, the SBA grant for $10,000. This is the latest update today. We have a lot of new information for you. We appreciate your comments. Keep them coming. This video is based upon new information, based upon your comments and a lot of your questions. We are here to answer anything you have about this issue. This is one of 4 videos we're going to be recording today. One about the EIDL grant, one about PUA, one about PPP, and one finally about a possible second stimulus check. All right, the EIDL grant. When is it coming? How much? And can you, this is the big question you've been asking, can you update your information with SBA? A lot of you have been asking. You provided information to SBA during the EIDL process. Can you update that or modify that information? Let's get to that question first. It's a big one. All right, so you all know by now, because you've been watching the videos, we've been doing about one every day about EIDL grant, that is now based upon the number of employees you indicated to SBA during the application process. If you said 5 employees, you're getting $5,000. If you said 1 employee, you're getting $1,000. You're saying if you said 11 employees, you're getting $10,000. It was supposed to be a $10,000 payment. It is not. SBA is under fire by members of Congress because they are now rationing and paying based upon $1,000 per employee that you represent to SBA. Your question has been, what happens if you listed 0 employees? One of you, actually a few of you, have indicated in the comments that you followed our advice. You called SBA. You said, hey, there's an error. Clearly, there is more than 0 employees. SBA caught that and realized there is an error, and they allowed you to modify the answer. That is great news. So the rest of you, if you have an error in your SBA application on the number of employees, call SBA. Call them multiple times until you get the answer you want. There's 2 possibilities that will happen. Either 1, they have not worked on your application yet, or 2, it is currently being worked upon. The likelihood that it has already been approved, you would already know because you would have an email saying it's been approved, the payment's coming. So in both of those first 2 scenarios, you're in pretty good shape. Get referred to an individual and say, hey, I made a mistake during the application process. It should be this number of employees. Now, one question that a lot of you have asked, a variation of that question, is what happens if you said 7 employees but you meant 9 employees? Can you modify that? I don't have the answer for you at the moment. That's clearly a situation in which that is quite different. 0 employees means there's something wrong in the application, that you clearly made an error. 7 and 9 is really sort of like amending your application. Can you do that? If you call SBA and you raise that question to them, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what SBA said to you. A lot of you have that problem. Now, one question that we've answered before, but people are still asking it, is a big issue, is can you reapply for an EIDL grant? One of the people said, hey, they got one EIDL grant for one business, but they have another business. Can they apply for that other one? No. The answer is emphatically no. The window for applying for EIDL grants is closed. They are accepting no new applications. So if you actually filed an application before and got it in and got a confirmation number, you are in, you're fine. All right, what applications are being denied? It's very, very clear across the board from comments you have given, and please keep them coming, and other comments elsewhere, that applications filed before April 1st have been denied. Applications that were filed in a previous version of the website for SBA's EIDL program have been denied based upon an administrative issue. They say that there was something different on the website back in March that has caused them to deny the application. So if you applied as of April 1st, we have heard no scenarios in which applicants have been denied. Processing time. Great. Keep those comments coming, indicating when you applied and when you got your check. It helps, gives guidance to everyone else. In the comments we have seen and the comments on social media, followers on Twitter, and follow us there if you don't, the timeline is the following. If you applied in early April, you're getting approval about now, late April. If you applied in mid-April in the teens, you're probably going to need approval in May. We have, and as the second one, we haven't seen that guidance yet. We're waiting for it. We're waiting for people that applied around the 10th to the 16th to start hearing back from SBA. That's probably going to be in our videos next week. At the moment, the comments that we have received here and also on Twitter are people have received their payments that applied in the first 7 days of April. So they're getting to everyone. Don't worry. As we've indicated before, if you have applied and it's been more than 4 weeks, call SBA. Call them more than as many times as you can. They can answer the phone of all the agencies involved in this care process for coronavirus. SBA is the most responsive. They pick up the phone within a few minutes. And if your application is more than 4 weeks old, ask to be transferred to another person, because they are treating people who have an application on file for more than 4 weeks sort of preferential on the telephone. They will not work on the file on the phone, but they will give you more attention than a normal caller. And there you go. So let's recap. Can you file another EIDL application? No. Can you modify your application if you had 0 employees to say whatever it is? Yes. Can you modify it if you had a list of employees but wanted to say more employees? You can try. I mean, trying doesn't hurt, and you should try several times. So far, among any comments we have seen, we have not seen anyone say that they can modify from 5 to 10 or 6 to 7 or 8 to 11. I'm sure that you all now know that they will pay $10,000 if you indicated to them 10 or more employees, and if you indicated 9 employees or 8 employees and you left out yourself and your husband and they're both employees, you're frustrated because that's $2,000 lost, or several thousands of dollars lost. Finally, and there is some realm of confusion, the PPP loan that got additional funding last week, a second round of funding under the CARES Act, that has nothing to do with EIDL. PPP has nothing to do with EIDL. There is not another EIDL on the currently being processed or another one on the horizon. And please do not get the two mechanisms confused. EIDL is a grant. It's a window that was approved during a finite period by Congress, and the applications were received from early April to mid-April. If you didn't get them in, there's no other opportunity for you. Finally, if you did not apply for an EIDL grant and you still have a desire to get relief for your business or for you individually, please watch our videos about PUA. The PUA is in the title, but they also concern individuals who are employees, not self-employed. You will like what you hear in those videos because the amount of relief, if you qualify for max benefits, can be as much as about $900 per week. So watch those videos. Finally, a cross-reference, and you've mentioned this before, and in the comments is a great question. You got one, can you get the other? You got EIDL, can you get PPP? You got EIDL, can you get unemployment benefits? Okay, so let's back up. PPP. On the PPP application, if you're still doing it, God bless you. We've told you to stay away from PPP and the PPP loan, but if you're doing it, it will ask you during the application, have you received EIDL benefits? Pay attention to the question. It asks, have you received, not have you applied? In the case of unemployment benefits, or in the case of PUA, it'll ask you, have you received? Now, every state might be slightly different in the verbiage, and we've seen states drop verbs, add adjectives, make sentences mean entirely something different than another state. But pay attention to the question. If it says, have you received the benefit, and you have not, then you have not. Bottom line is you're allowed to apply for each of these individual relief items, so long as you disclose it and so long as you understand that one may reduce another one eventually. Basically, if you got EIDL paid to you, you file for a PPP, you disclose that, that will be part of the calculation of reduction. A little too complex for just this video, so I'm not going to go over it. So, big day, great news that if you had an error on the EIDL application, there's possible wiggle room for changing it based upon some of the comments of our viewers. Today, 4 videos we're doing. So if any of these other ones apply to you, please watch them, comment, and we respond to your comments within about 4 hours throughout the day. We're very good with that. EIDL Grant, PUA, PPP, and finally, is there a second stimulus check? Stay with LALATE for more. Oh, and just one full disclosure. We are here in beautiful Redondo Beach in the marina, just as a backdrop. Not our yacht, not our friend's yacht, just giving you a beautiful backdrop. Enjoy your weekend.